Alright, y'all. Now, I am not a mechanic, but recently, just owning this BMW X5 E70 from 2013, and this common problem of the washer pump things not working, that was ours. Well, was reading and watching, and everybody says remove the fender and you gotta loosen this and loosen that. Now, I have small hands, so I didn't need to do all of that, but I managed to get off this inner lining that's in here, and then I noticed too that while we were in there, this little box right here, it's a little electrical box. It's supposed to hang right there in those two little holes. Yeah, I gotta figure out a way to make that stay. If at all possible, make those pins stick back in there. Just a couple of tips when trying to replace this. One, you will need to loosen up this back fender here, because there is, in these little holes, there is a little pin right here, and that this back part of the fender liner will be stuck on that, and then this folds over it, and anyway, it was a pain in the butt. But managed to get that all off. It's 8mm screws, a couple of other screws or nuts or something, and of course some fenders. I had to take the wheel arch off. That just popped off real easy. When I got up in here, I'm not sure if you can really see, but I only have two pumps because I have the washer jets on the front. I was able to sneak my hand in here, and you can see right here there's the washer jet for the front, and then further in the back, and it sits a little higher, is the second pump that operates on the windshield wipers. I actually used a pair of long needle nose pliers and just kind of got on this pump attachment and was able to slide it up. Now the second part was, I was pretty sure one of those silly filter things was clogged up, and I didn't take a picture of it, but I was able to get my hand in here and loosen up that mesh filter thing, and it was loaded and licky goo and all gross, and I cleaned it out, just washed it out with some water and a toothbrush, popped it back in. I wasn't able to get the back one out. However, do have a tip for that one. After I flushed this thing with a lot of warm water, cleaning it out because it was basically black, I ended up using a little device that I made. This is some 1/4-inch PVC tubing that I got from the hardware store. And I took an air pressure nozzle, since I couldn't get to that back filter, and I rammed it up in that tube. And then I gently guided this down to that back pump. And because I'd seen a lot of people in certain models of cars, you can like blow air or use an air compressor or something and like clean your washer lines out for your windshield, but I didn't need to do that. But I ran it down to that back pump filter to see if it was clogged. Well, it wasn't, or at least I don't think so. If it was, it wasn't very much. But I essentially ran this down, plugged it in the hole with the filter, and then blew on the end. And when I blew, I ended up getting a lot of bubbles. Now, that was yesterday. So this morning, I wanted to make sure there wasn't any leaks. I got up, and not this one, but the one that goes to the front pump was leaking. Now, I don't know how long this is going to last, how long it's going to work. Don't want to pay BMW price trying to get this back together today, but this is a vacuum hose, 1/4-inch, that we got from the auto parts store. It was actually a spare piece they had, so we didn't pay for it. And we cut it down, and my husband cut the plastic right here, and we just shoved the clips in there, and it's So far not leaking. So just a couple of little tips in there. If you need to get in here and work on this fuel pump. If you have some small hands, it's really nice. I did end up undoing the screws in the fender here, and I have the running boards, so I had to loosen that up too, but I ended up loosening the screws to give myself a little bit of, see, it's a little bit of wiggle room in there. And it did help some, but thought I would just share some tips from a non-mechanic new BMW owner. Hope it helps.